Hi everyone, I'm Casey from Ideal Wine and Spirits, and I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the wines of the month for February at Spirited Gourmet. Thank you very much for your interest. We're just going to run through them real quick. The Marsaret Samboldo Brut Prosecco. This is a really exciting wine. There's a lot of things in this world that you can call Prosecco. Some of them are made in big factories and they don't taste very good, and some of them are made by small families who have been there for a really long time, who have land in the best parts of Prosecco, and that's what Marsaret's all about. So it's a much better quality Prosecco than a lot of the other stuff out there. Um, Next, I want to talk about the Aventura Branco. This is a wine made in the south of Portugal in a region called the Alentejo. It's a field blend, which is really the culture down there. But it's not just any field blend. The winemaker really tries to pick out nice hilly spots where you get really nice mature grapes. It's a really much more interesting wine than is typical of that region. That region's really known for kind of everyday boring wines, and this is much better than that. So it's definitely worth checking out. The Gorgo Custoza. Custoza is a small area in the Veneto of Italy, organic winery, and they grow kind of the kitchen sink of white grapes from that region: Trebbiano, Garganega, Cortese, Tokai, and yeah, it's really nice. It's kind of a textured white wine, really refreshing, organically farmed, really beautiful, nice wine. Next, we're going to talk about the Ayunta Bianco. This is a white wine made from red grapes, which is possible to do, but pretty unique. The winery is actually, all of its grapes come from Mount Etna, which is kind of the most famous terroir on Sicily. It gives the wines a real salinity. So this is a really cool wine. You kind of get the body of a white wine and some of the fruit notes of a red wine and the salinity of Mount Etna. Really, really unique, really refreshing, cool wine. Next, we have the Verger Macon Village Terre de Pierre. So Macon is the most southern growing region in Burgundy. So this is 100% Chardonnay. And the term Terre de Pierre means land of stones. And really what the winemaker is denoting is that all of these vines come from very stony terroir, which really gives a mineral-driven Burgundy. So if you like your Burgundy or your Chardonnay to have a bit more tropical fruit and that nice kind of refreshing mineral note, this is really a perfect example from a really expert winemaker who's been in the region for a long time. Next, I want to talk about the Domaine Gerard Loin de Loy. So, you've probably never heard of a Loin de Loy. It's a varietal. It only grows in this region, Gaillac, which is just south of Bordeaux. It's a really cool wine. It's kind of got the body of Chenin Blanc and some of the flavors of both Chenin and Sauvignon Blanc. It's really unique. I think it's a perfect winter white wine. I like the weight of it. I like how long it is, and I find the fruit notes just really interesting and pleasing. So yeah, definitely cool wine to check out. Next we have and forgive my pronunciation here. I'm not great with Spanish. The Parej del Valle Humilla. So Humilla is a growing region, and the varietal here is called Monastrell, which is just how the Spanish say Mourvèdre. So there's 100% Mourvèdre, organically farmed in a nice warm climate. It's really fruit driven, great body. It's a really cool way to drink that varietal. Next, we're going to talk about the Boucard Bourgaille Cuvée des Chênes. So Bourgaille is in the Loire Valley, and that's where some of the tastiest Cabernet Franc in the world comes from. I love Cabernet Franc, and this is a really fun expression of it. It's done all in stainless steel, so you're really just getting the pure fruit expression of the grape. This family, they've been there for a very long time. They have very traditional winemaking methods, and it leads to a real purity of flavor. So definitely a great wine for Cab Franc lovers. Next, I want to talk about the Chateau La Chaise Court de Bordeaux. I love Bordeaux. I find that Bordeaux gives you really mouth-filling, flavorful red wines for a really great price. Chateau La Chaise, it's got a bit of a modern touch. It's really got like a bit of a kind of silky mouthfeel. It's kind of like a great Bordeaux for California wine lovers, but it's got enough familiarity for Bordeaux lovers as well. It's just a real pleasure. It's really well made. Next, I want to talk about the Clos de la Brosse Saint-Amour. So Saint-Amour is one of the villages of Beaujolais. So this is 100% Gamay. It's actually the most northern village of Beaujolais, so it's a little bit colder there than some of the other parts. Um, but yeah, it's a really great expression. You get little hints of cinnamon maybe, but besides that, you get a lot of that really nice kind of like iron-rich fruit, cranberry fruit that people really love about Beaujolais. All right, so earlier we talked about the Ayunta Bianco, and we also this month are offering the Ayunta Rosso. So both wines are made from Nerello Mescalese. Both wines 100% Mount Etna fruit, and in this case, he just made a red wine with the same exact grapes, but he did it in more of a kind of fresh drinking style. The whole idea with this kind of line of wines this winemaker makes is to have like kind of more fun, fruit-driven expressions of Nerello Mescalese. Sometimes Mount Etna wines can be very tannic and they can take a long time to develop in the bottle, but these wines are meant to be drank right away, and you kind of get all the pleasure of Mount Etna without having to wait so long. And the last wine is the Perticaia Rosso di Montifalco. So Montifalco is the region here, and what this place is really known for is a varietal called Sagrantino. It's kind of the king grape. 100% Sagrantino wines are extremely, extremely expensive. They're great for the right kind of night or the right kind of meal. And the cool thing about this wine is you get a little bit of Sagrantino with some other more familiar varietals, so you kind of get to see what the big deal is about Sagrantino without really having to commit to the price point or really like how long those wines can take to open because they can be very tannic. So this is kind of like a baby Sagrantino. So yeah, those are the wines for this month. I hope you enjoy them. They're all really great, and yeah, thank you very much.